Hello and welcome to 5 Minutes in the Shed. I've got parts everywhere. Some bits have gone off, the subframe and stuff has gone off for powder coating. I've got parts kind of all over the benches and stuff. What I'm going to do today, I've been doing a little bit of painting, a little bit of polishing and cleaning up and stuff like that. And what I want to do is get some of the parts out the way because they're done and ready to go. So today is front end day. Right then, so here's most of the front end for the bike. Now the cool thing is, right, Rich, whose bike this is, who I'm building his bike, right, he obviously got irritated with the lousy sound quality on my videos because I'm using a mobile phone, right. I know it appears that I am super professional and some kind of media legend, but actually I just use a mobile phone, right, keeping it real. So he bought some parts around the other day for the bike, but what he also bought me was a microphone. So as you can see, I've got a microphone clipped to my jumper, which means the sound's loads better and I don't have to shout, which is awesome. So I've been painting and polishing and stuff like that. So I've got a nicely painted side stand there, took it all apart, made sure it was all okay, cleaned all the sleeve and the bush and everything in there. So that works a treat now. Fantastic. It's all painted black. Cleaned all the rubber up, cleaned the spring up. That looks trick. So that's all ready to go. While I was painting stuff black, I also painted the kickstart, which isn't actually black normally. It's like a kind of grey kind of colour, but it's shiny black now. Now the thing is, when you make something all nice and shiny black and stuff like that, and then you go to put the old shitty bolts back in it, they look terrible, right? So I polished the head of the bolt up on this one to see what I could make it look like, but it's just not all that. So we've gone and got loads of stainless steel ones, right? I got these from Brocol in Coventry, my favourite bolt place in the world, which is just up the road. So Brocol sorted me out with these. Bless them, stayed open late on a Friday for me to do it as well. So we can now put loads of sweet shiny stainless steel bolts in as well, so it's going to look brand new when it's done. Rich, I'll tell you how much they cost next time I see you. So yeah, loads of painted parts looking really nice. So I've got bolts for everything. I tell you what, I'll bring you in a bit closer, show you the sweet bolts. Okay, gorgeous shiny stuff, right? I'll show you a bit of a close-up on that, right? Look, got polished all the top of it there, cleaned up around the sides, bearings are all cleaned up and degreased. Bottom yoke's all painted, lovely jubbly. These were the bolts out of here, right? And as you can see, look a bit shitty. So I didn't actually buy some bolts from Brocol for that. I bought some of these a long time ago. I think they were from Pro Bolt, something like that. But these have got like a lovely tapered edge to a mirrored stainless. They are sweet. So they're going on there. Now, even though they're all stainless steel bolts, stainless steel still reacts with aluminium and it can react with steel, right? So as I put it in, I'm putting a bit of copper slip on stuff, right? So I've got some copper slip there. Now, this tub of copper slip actually has got a story, right? Everything in a workshop's got a story. You'll pick up a spanner and you go, oh, that spanner, I remember someone gave me that spanner to do so and so, and then they said I could have it. Or this spanner, I've ground a bit off it so it'll fit in a 1923 something or other, right? This tub of copper slip, right? I didn't have any copper slip one day, and a friend of mine called Eddie, who used to be in our motorcycle club, he said, I'll give you a bit of copper slip. And he got this little tub out and he took a scoop of copper slip, put it in the tub, and he went, there you go. And I've had it for years. I mean, years and years and years, right? And the reason this tub's got all this black stuff all over it is because it went through a house fire. My mum's house burnt down and it all fell into the garage, and I rescued all my tools, and this was with my tools, and I just pulled it out. And every time I pick this tub of copper slip up, I think of my mate Eddie, right, who gave it me. Now, Eddie, unfortunately, suffered from MS. He had a very long, horrible battle with MS, and he died last week. And I just wanted to mention it because I think it's like really nice that every time I pick up this crappy, dirty tub of copper slip, right? It reminds me of Eddie. And Eddie was mates with Rich as well, who owns this bike. And I just thought I'd tell that story because, you know, he went last week and he was a great guy. And yeah, so anyway, copper slip, right? So, there it is. Obviously, I don't use enough copper slip, otherwise that would be empty after all these years. But yeah, a little bit of copper slip on the end. All right, just rub that on, and they're going in there. They are going to look wicked. Look at those. All right. Oh, yes. I will wipe the excess off when it's done. But look at those bad boys. They're going to look so nice. It's a shame to put a fairing on it, really, because this is going to look so trick. Now, these ones here go for like the hold the ignition barrel and stuff on. So, got a couple of spaces all polished up. I've got 2 new stainless steel bolts for those here. So, they're going to get a little bit of copper slip on too. Alright, they're going to go in there. Obviously these have got to come out again when I put the ignition barrel in. That's going in there. That one going in there. I'll tell you what, new fixings don't half make a bike look trick. Right, now we want the top 2 bolts here, which were these ones. I mean, these are bright plated bolts, they look kind of trick anyway, but they're just not as nice as stainless, right? Just not as good. So, got some stainless steel ones of those here. Again, a little bit of copper slip. I tell you what, the next person that works on this bike will say, "Oh man, that comes apart easily. Someone's done a really nice job on that, because it all feels full of copper slip." Oh, hang on. They feel like they're the wrong size. Oh, plan B on those ones. I think they're M8, and they're not M8. They're M6, I think. No, 7s. Oh, weird size. Okay. Plan B on those ones. So yeah, I've got loads of trick bolts to put in there, and for the handlebars, they've cleaned up an absolute treat. As Rich wanted, I've put a brushed finish on them, so they're all nice and brushed finish. What I couldn't do is I couldn't put these crappy old bolts back in. Right, so 4 shiny awesome new ones here. They're gonna look great. That's 1, 2, and I want that, and I want this. Look at that. Oh, job's a good one. They're gonna look so nice. So, got another handlebar to do. I've got the rest of the top yoke to do, and we've also got stuff like, here's the forks, by the way, brushed finish again, like we were supposed to, like as was requested. Instead of these manky old caliper bolts going in there, I've got some super nice stainless steel ones to go in there too, and the mudguard bolts which go in there, they were looking really crappy as well, so I've got stainless ones of those as well. Lovely. Right, so before I can put the front end together, because what I want to do is I want to get the yokes and the forks and front wheel and everything, get it all together as one big lump, right, and then just move it out of the way, and then I can put it to the back of the workshop out of the way while I'm working on other stuff on the bench, right. Now what I can't do is put them all together yet, because although I've cleaned these up, I haven't changed the fork seals yet. So today I shall be changing the fork seals. Right, cue the music. Okay, so both fork seals done now. I did one with the music and the fast thing, but then I did the other one off camera last night. So anyway, they're done now. Right. One thing I did find when I took one of the legs apart, the washer that goes on top of the main spring for the tube at the top was on the wrong end, right, which is a bit weird. So that's been swapped around now. I checked it in the service manual. This one was right, that one was wrong, so swapped it over. The springs in them look different to the springs in the service manual. The springs in the service manual are progressive springs, and these aren't. These are just standard springs. I don't know why. Maybe they're aftermarket. Not sure. I also noticed as well that I've pulled out about 1 litre of oil, right? Just over 1 litre of oil actually, and the service manual says about 380 something. Right, so just under half a litre in each leg. So it had a bit more oil in than normal as well. So I don't know if someone's doing a little bit of tuning on these, thought they needed a bit more oil, changed the springs in them. Not sure. So I'll put 400 ml back in each one, and we'll see how that is. All right, and you know, and then obviously the preloads, I haven't changed those from what they were set to before. Might need a touch more preload to cope with Richie's excessive mass, which gives more grip, I understand. So anyway, yeah, forks are done. New seals are in. These are the old seals here. The one that's all wet on the top, that's the one that was that one. Which one was leaking? One of them was wet and it was leaking. But yeah, this one, right? If you look closely, someone's hammered it in with a screwdriver and demolished it. It's really shit. Anyway, so fork seals done. All right, so we've got new fork. They look like new forks, really. They're great. All right, so stainless steel bolts for the calipers and stainless steel pinch bolts, and the top's all cleaned up. They look sweet. Right, so they're ready to go into the yokes. So the front end can be a complete front end, but we also need a front wheel. Right, so front wheel. Hang on. Front wheel is here. Okay. Now, as you can see, check you can see. As you can see, I'll put it here for a second. Right. That looks proper minging. Right. You know, all the bolts are rusty. All the brake discs, it's all shitty. So these are going to be changed, right? They're worn anyway, right? So I'm going to change those. Now, hang on, let me just move this oil out of the way before I have an oil disaster. I'll tell you what, fork oil stinks as well. Right, so what I need to do is take these discs off. Now, discs are notoriously tricky to take off because these bolts seize in, right? Can you see okay there? I don't know, I'll come a bit closer. Right, how's that? Yeah. Oh, look at that, lovely. Right, these are a bit of a bugger because they're always jammed. Now I took one out to buy new bolts. However, right, the rest of them, watch this, right? I haven't touched these, right, but if I go in there, I'm going to put my T-bar in the middle so I haven't got a lot of power. Ready? There we go. They're all loose. Every single one. I bet. Oh, I'm going to find a stiff one now. No, there we go. All loose. So although they are fully floating discs, they're supposed to float on these rivets here. They're not supposed to float on the main bolts that bolt onto the wheel. So these are coming off. New ones are going on. While I've got these off, I'll clean the wheel up as well, because yeah, it's very difficult to clean behind the discs. So I'm going to get the front wheel done, and that can go with the front end. Right, let's cue up some music. Well, I think everyone will agree when I say this looks like a brand new wheel now. Look at that. I mean that is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at that. New wheel. Fantastic. Right, so next stage is I want to put everything front end wise, forks, yokes and everything, and the front wheel together, and then I can move it out of the way and carry on with some other stuff. So I think, oh, that's gorgeous. I think it's time to cue the music again. Okay, motorbike fans, here it is. Completed front end. Looks brilliant, I must admit. It does look great. Looks like a new one. Looks like a new one. I haven't really cleaned the handlebars because obviously they're going to have grips on them, so it don't really matter about them. But got a nice brushed aluminium finish for the bars, for the spacers, for the top of the yoke down there. Check, you can see that. Okay, it looks wicked. So, what's that sitting on? Bottom yoke that was steel and all rusty, that's all black now and shiny, with some really trick stainless steel bolts in there. Let me just take you for a walk, I'll show you the rest. Okay, we're going mobile. We're going mobile. Well, we're going mobile, but I've got a wire now because of this new microphone business. Right, okay, so top of the yokes looking trick. Stainless steel bolts all around there, brushed aluminium handlebars, freshly painted yoke with those super trick stainless steel bolts on them. Coming round, fork legs all brushed finish now, and just look at those discs with the stainless steel bolts and stuff. That is nice. Stainless steel-tastic. Yes, so we've got a pretty much complete front end, which is ace. That means that now can be put away and like be ready for the finish of the build. So, wobbly camera work. Apparently you need something called a gimbal. I don't know what that is. Right, wobbly camera work, keeping it real. I'll probably cut it out in the edit, doubt it. Right, so front end, I think that's it for this episode, 5 minutes in the shed. Complete front end. Does need a new tyre obviously, but I'm not going to put a new tyre on until I've sort of checked it all runs, given it a shakedown and all that. New tyres will be the last thing that goes on. Right, thanks for watching, like and subscribe.